Go to click on docs and then click on stats. That'll tell you your stats about your stream if you want. Alright, and then if you want to make sure, you could also hit let's see. Where is it? Oh. There we go. For NIU Esports? Oh yeah. It says we're offline for me still. But maybe my Twitch is still. Yeah. I'll let you know when I'm live here. Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure, so if you put in the stream code and hit start streaming, What do you mean? Is that what it's saying? Right. Again picked up. Hey, that's fine. This is the first one. It's scuffed. We know. Hey, some people do. Hey, whoever shows up early, you're a real one. Yeah. Oh yeah, there it goes. We're live. Yeah, well, if you watch it with your computer, it'll double the audio through if you have the volume going. Sure.
Hello everyone, my name is Sean Quirk. I will be casting today, and
and alongside Sean is Hunter Lashad Woodward here, and today's matchup is NIU versus Kent State. NIU being the red team for this game, and Kent State being the blue team.
Oh, I probably should get in a good position.
Yeah, the first map is Nepal. It's a King of the Hill type map. There's going to be 3 points, and both teams try to fight for the point to get percentage ticking to their side to get it to 100. And once they get 100, then it switches to the next sub map. First one to 2 wins, and that is for this map here. Sean, what comps do you expect to be running on both teams here?
So I usually expect Ryan Zarya, and then for DPS, I expect like McCree and then Reaper.
For NIU?
Yeah, for NIU. But what I'm seeing is a Sim, which is pretty interesting for this map.
Probably using a sim teleport in quick switch here. Keep your eyes on that, and that is what is happening. Looks like the other team is running a Ball Sigma as their main tanks here.
Oh, I know you shredded that ball. Now we have one man advantage, and I think we're gonna look for a team fight here. The other team is just trying to poke as much as they can to maybe get a pick, and just a very scrappy fight overall right now.
Yeah, NIU playing it slow right now, trying to get picks when they can. Their point is currently flipping the Kent State side as no one's hopping on point, and it does flip here. NIU giving it up. No harm in that, but the Rhine does get picked, and this is the big kill. Their main tank's out of the fight, so they're going to have to back up and reset. Kent State here looking like a long-range team comp. NIU playing more close range here. The poke damage from Kent State is actually picking up kills for them early on, which is delaying NIU. NIU's going to have to close the distance pretty quick here with their Lucio to get some picks and then flip this point around quick.
There's a lot of poke coming from Kent State, which is which is really not enough right now since we're using Coalescence. Using Coalescence. Sabab doesn't do anything. Goes off the map after Frosty boops it.
Yeah. The point switch is happening right now with McCree on point. NIU is just cleaning up the kills here. They're up already 2 or 3 on this fight, and this is a clean fight win for them, not losing any members. And still getting picks along the way, staggering the Torbjorn from Kent State. This was a great attack by NIU here. Now they just got to hold this choke point right at their spawn to try to buy as much time as they can right now. Looking at ultimates here, Sean, what do you think is going to get used from Kent State here? It looks like Sigma's coming out early, actually.
So they just use Sigma and... Oh, I need to turn on music. I apologize for that.
Multiple ults coming out from both sides here. Doesn't look like much is happening. Actually, Kent State picking up the Rhine, Zarya, and Reaper here. This point should be flipping pretty quick as cleanup is coming in from Kent State. This was a crucial fight here for Kent State. If they didn't win this fight with their ultimates used, almost every single one used, then they would be in bad shape to flip the point one more time before overtime hits for them. But luckily they picked it up, and it was a good team fight for Kent State. NIU looking to use Reaper ult maybe in this fight. Maybe they want to wait on it. Looking for some early picks here, but their team comp isn't meant for that.
Oh, Reaper might
get long-range poke, that is. Yeah. So actually, 2 kills coming in the side from Kent State. A late KO. I don't know if that was good. Instantly gets canceled by Sigma. And this fight just looks like a loss for NIU. Unfortunate use of the Coalescence there. They thought they can play aggressive, but it got canceled early on top of some crucial picks. They are resetting for one final team fight here.
Yeah. Hopefully NIU can actually use grab and Blossom and win a fight here.
Yeah, that's their two crucial ults, but the Sigma ult coming out, looking to put some big damage on Reinhardt, actually passes half way health point threshold, because Sigma, if you don't know what Sigma's ult does, when he uses it, you'll fly up in the air, and then when you slam on the ground, you lose half your HP. So if they poke you enough down to under half HP, you just die when you hit the ground, and unfortunately, that's what happened to our main tank there on that final point, costing us this first point and it going in Kent State's way here.
So next map in Nepal. I mean, I forgot this map's called, but
this map is called Village on Nepal. You're correct there, Mr. Sean.
Okay, so this map is
very close quarters,
yeah.
I would say. Definitely favoring the NIU team comp on what they wanted from the first point in Sanctuary. Looks like both teams are going top right. NIU did teleport with a sim, so they're going to be
nice
there.
Wall by May. But Kent State does counteract with their own wall.
Yeah, good walls from both sides. The Reaper showing up late does find an early pick on the Reinhardt. Killing their main tank's crucial in Overwatch, and just as that happened, the off tank is killed for NIU by their Reaper. Good picks are coming up from NIU, from Hydro on May. Cleanup should happen here, and NIU should get this point unless big picks come out like this. Just like that, 2 go down for NIU. Coalescence is coming out. NIU might lose this point now with Kent State using ults in crucial situations. What happened there, Sean? Why didn't NIU win this team fight cleanly?
They didn't. I would say they didn't focus enough on the Reinhardt at the beginning after they Maywalled. After that, the other team just had a better position, and they just took it. I don't know. They just took advantage of the high ground basically. After we kited away.
Yeah, definitely. So big ults coming out from NIU here. The Shatter does get blocked by the enemy Reinhardt. Coalescence putting some good work in here though, keeping everyone alive and getting some good poke damage. Grav and Maywall comes out, splitting the NIU team from its main healer. Both May ults come out. NIU gets 4, and it looks like this point will switch for NIU here. Good team fight by NIU.
Let's up the tempo.
That's a pretty good ult from Hydro with his Mail. We didn't use any other ultimates, which is pretty good for us.
Shatter was used at the start of the fight along with Coalescence, but in that final fight, only the May ult was used, which was the key one that won us that fight actually.
Yeah.
Our Reinhardt split on the point here from the Maywall gets easily picked off. It was a great Maywall from Kent State. Grav does come out from NIU. Doesn't look like much is capitalized. May is just stalling point right now. For Reaper to get back on point, gets bubbled, putting some good damage in, and the kills are falling for NIU. Good team fight to come back in that after getting picked off initially.
That was a very close fight. I couldn't tell who won until after it ended.
Sure. It was a messy fight, I will give you that, in a very tight room. Now NIU holding the high ground here, looking for a fight, gets the Reinhardt walled off. Luckily their team could get back in. Same thing with Kent State. Shatter does miss, unfortunately, only hitting the Lucio, but they do capitalize on that. With the beat coming in, this should be an easy cleanup fight for NIU, but their ult economy isn't looking too good here, only having a May ult coming up. Looking at Kent State's ult economy here, Sean, what can they use to win this fight with the May ult and pretty much every ult coming up except Lucio?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely expect the May ult to begin with, as when they engage, and they probably can use that as their winning ultimate or crucial ultimate.
Yeah, actually, is a big Maywall from Hydro on NIU blocking the enemy May ult. Grav does come out from Kent State. It's a scrappy team fight. The Zaryas and the healers are the only ones alive. Maybe May. Coalescence comes out but the Grav from NIU is probably a bit too late. They can't burst through all the healing provided by Moira, and Kent State flips this fight in overtime.
Yeah, we should have. I mean, unfortunate ultimates. I mean, unfortunate Zarya ultimate. He probably should have used it early, like you said. He could have hold it on for the next fight, but Let's just see how like NIU is going to use their ultimates for the next fight.
Holding on to that grav, trying to force out some early Kent State ults might have been the play there, but we'll have to see come this fight. Actually, a bad May wall from Kent State there doesn't split the team. The Reaper in the back putting some work in. Both Reaper ults come out now. NIU up 3 picks, having full strength and that Reaper to put in so much damage on their team, gets the cleanup, and they're going to flip this point and win point 2 here.
Ball is trying to get in. Let's see if NIU can freeze the ball.
Yeah, actually he couldn't touch. He got zoned out, taking too much damage. Couldn't go in without probably running into the May or the Reaper. So a good, clean second map, or second point for NIU. And we're going to go to map number 3, which I believe... Oh, what's the name of this one, Sean? We got Village, Sanctuary, and Shrine, I want to say?
I think it is Shrine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually known the map names for all the control points, but...
I honestly just play the maps.
Hey, that's fair, man. Sometimes you just don't want to think when it comes to the maps in this game.
You know, I just see an elephant, I'm like, this is a pretty cool map.
Fair, very fair. Looks like double shield coming out from Kent State here, while NIU's staying tried and true with their Ryan Zarya. The shield burst probably is not going to be there as much for NIU unless they do focus them, but they're probably looking for some picks in the back. They got to play close here. Reaper going into the back line, getting some good ult charge. Ryan swinging, and Kent State's sustain with double shield is just holding them this point right now.
Kent State has so much poke.
Yeah, man. So
like this causes us to like back out and
yeah, like you said, the poke really won them that fight for Kent State. NIU couldn't get too much going there with the double shield. Whenever one went down, another one went up, and the damage just came in from Kent State to win them that point cleanly and zone them out.
Yeah, since we're running Ryan Zarya, NIU's more in the late game compared to like Kent State, since they have so much poke. They're trying to get like the early game.
Coalescence does come out for NIU, but that's a big slam from Wild Thing on Kent State. High Noon comes out. No one dies yet, surprisingly. Good flash from Hydra, killing the Reinhardt. Kills are coming out from both sides. NIU is cleaning up with Moses picking up 2 for himself. Hydra cleaning up the Orisa, and Foxish cleaning the final 2 to win that fight pretty clean. There's a good amount of ultimates used on both sides there. NIU, I think, used 3 at the start, maybe 4. And Kent State also used 3 or 4. So it was a pretty even fight both ways. Kent State didn't capitalize off their big shatter at the start. But this next fight comes in. Kent State just slams into NIU, picking off Moses pretty early here. And this Torbjorn ult really putting in some work, limiting the spots they can stand, winning Kent State this fight pretty cleanly.
Torbjorn ult is very underrated. If you use correctly, it can like win team fights, especially if the enemy team does not expect it. Absolutely.
Just closing off the areas where you want to stand, forcing you in bad situations that you can't back up, and it's really deadly if used properly. NIU here going off the right side of the map, trying to look for a good wall there. Misses the wall. Shatter does get blocked. Death Blossom comes out for both sides here. Picks are coming in. It's a very scrappy fight. NIU does look to clean up here, though. Only Reaper alive for Kent State, trying to put in some more. Doesn't look like he's going to survive, though, with Lucio capping point.
Yeah, Fox just won the 1v1, but NIU did have team members coming back from spawn, so...
Absolutely. So now Kent State looking to take this fight off the high ground, just like NIU did that last point. They're probably going to drop and rush at them once again with their Coalescence to engage. And Coalescence actually comes out from both sides here. Furgot picks up the Lucio at the start of the fight. Crucial kill and main tanks plus a shatter. This fight's over from NIU.
My king The analytical mind detects a pattern form.
I am loving this.
Luckily for Kent State, though, they didn't use too many ultimates. Only Coalescence was used in the trade, so now they actually have 3 ultimates compared to NIU's 0. So if they use them properly here, they should be able to win this fight. You think they're going to use a beat drop here? Ooh, actually, Moira got killed off pretty quickly.
There's still a possibility, even though.
Yeah. I mean, the Orisa ult, I don't think that's what they wanted out of it. It was kind of placed in the open and left unguarded, so the Orisa ult is not what Kent State wanted there. The Moira pick really killed their attack, now only with Torbjorn ult. May tries to block it off, and beat drop comes out, and grab from NIU. They have to capitalize big here. Big blizzard from NIU. They have to kill this May. And also Moira got froze too, but she survives because she's not in this fight. Coalescence comes out for NIU and kills are coming in. Gotta shut down this Reaper here for Kent State. Shatter comes out blocked by Fergot. Did Ryan's trade charges and NIU wins this fight? What happened at the end of that fight there, Sean? Why did it go so poorly for Kent State?
Kent State, the Moira got picked off, so they had to wait for the Moira to come back, because they could have engaged a beat before.
The beat and their bongo was also used. Their supercharger from Orisa.
Beat wasn't used, but bongo was, and it was kind of a waste.
Yeah, unfortunately it was. They probably wanted to engage with that with a beat drop, but the Moira getting picked off at the start of the fight is not what they wanted to see. And then going into that final fight, their ult economy just wasn't there, and NIU played it slow, used their ults when they came online, and I think ultimately won that team fight to win the map.
Yeah. So next map is gonna be King's Row.
I'm
gonna expect brawl comps from both sides.
Yep.
Both teams are probably going to play Echo.
Echo, yeah, that's a very good pick on King's Row. Good use of the high ground and just mobility in general, getting some very sneaky angles to try to put a lot of pressure on the back line.
Yeah, Kent State's also they've been playing a lot of Torbjorn, so I expect Torbjorn for this map, at least on defense.
That's fair to assume. Yeah, especially running into an Echo, that Torb turret can be quite annoying because it does auto-lock and you cannot get away from it unless you break line of sight. But overall, how did you think the first map went for NIU?
It went really well. There were some times where I was kind of like doubting NIU since the other team had more poke, but our team held its own and just used ultimates better and just played better Overwatch.
I think NIU lost that first point just because of their team comp to begin with. They just didn't have the range to out-poke on first point, but I think the next two maps really played into their strengths of a more brawl comp. And like you said, it did win them the map after the poke didn't come through from Kent State.
Yeah, NIU just has to use its strengths to win.
Absolutely. And I think adapting to the enemy team here is also very key to win these matchups. If they have an Echo and it's free reign for the Echo from Kent State, NIU has to do something to shut them down. So we expect an Echo on King's Row here, but we will see what the team comps are coming up pretty soon. 15 seconds.
Yeah. I never really actually noticed a statue. That's like
from in the middle near first point.
Yeah, I never like noticed that the ball that Zenyatta's holding like rotates. Like,
fun fact, that's not actually Zenyatta. Did you ever watch the Overwatch short with, I think it was Widowmaker and Tracer very early on from Overwatch? There was actually a a guy who got assassinated, and they built a statue for him. That's the lore behind it, if in case you're wondering.
Oh, I think I seen that. Like with Widowmaker, is it the Widowmaker?
Yeah, where she shoots the robot. You know what I'm talking about, and then Tracer chases her through the rooftops.
Yeah, that's a lot of lore I did not know. I'm glad to learn today.
Hey, man. I learned this when it first came out, but now I'm like, on it. We're getting into this fight here. NIU coming on the attack, looking to play very aggressive. The Reaper does kill the enemy Reaper on the point, and there should be a snowball effect to win NIU the first point off of the first team fight, really. What went wrong for Kent State there? Did you catch anything?
Yes. Their May wall wasn't the best. Like, it could have provide so much more value if used correctly. NIU just used better abilities.
That is fair. Actually, NIU overextending here, losing their Lucio and Zarya, which kind of kills this fight for him, because the enemy Zarya just puts so much pressure when she's high charge. And now Kent State easily retakes this point and probably gonna hold close here. NIU put themselves in a bit of a pinch here, overextending and getting picked pretty early.
What would you do if you're NIU in that situation?
I didn't really see what happened on the far end of that fight, but if you weren't getting any picks and you had a lot of pressure because your entire team can't be there, you just had to back off. But it was unfortunate, but they're looking like they're going right back into it. May ult does come out for NIU, freezing the Reinhardt. The Coalescence can't keep him alive. Big shatter from Forgot, picking up 2 and winning them this fight.
NIU does clean up this fight. The Reaper is stalling for a great amount of time, which is helpful for Kent State.
Yeah, it was a pretty good fight for NIU. That shatter really allowed NIU to pick 2 off the fight and just win it off of numbers in the end, even with that Coalescence being on the Reinhardt. This next fight, they're trying to create some space, push the card a little farther. Grab does come out from Kent State. Good May wall to split them. And the actual retaliation grab coming back out. Foxish picks up 4, and this May ult doesn't look like it's going to be effective because the damage just isn't there for Kent State off of a huge Reaper ult from Foxish.
Yeah, that was a really good flank by Foxish. And really good bubble by Moses. That combination definitely helped NIU win that team fight.
Yeah, because if that May ult were to land, which it did land big for Kent State, if Reaper or Foxish didn't pick up a lot of kills there, they just lose that fight because the damage comes in. Beat Shatter and Ko come out for NIU, while Ko comes out for Kent State, and their Reaper actually retaliates with a Reaper ult himself to win this team fight, picking up 2.
Yeah, without that Reaper ult from Kent State, NIU was looking to win that fight. Like, the mate wall was really good by Hydro. It was just a difference of ultimates, really.
Yeah, I don't like the Lucio ult from NIU from Frosty there. I think he stacked it a bit too close to Moira, and it allowed Reaper to get a free Death Blossom in the backline. But it is unfortunate. It does happen. But NIU is cleaning up kills this fight pretty quickly. No ultimates used. Big fight win for NIU here. They're going to get some good cart push.
NIU does look to push. Not too far, but around this corner.
Yeah, they do want to get some early sights, so Kent State can't contest close or get in close to contest early. NIU wants to try to push this cart as much as they can for free. Double May ults come out from both sides here. Looking like Zarya getting froze for NIU. Keeping him alive, though. Good protection from the tank line. Big shatter after that shield break from Kent State. Killing the Reinhardt and ending this fight. Good Maywall to clean up as well.
So I know that Kent State used 4 ultimates, but how many ultimates did NIU used?
It looks like NIU only used 2, the May and the Coalescence. So even though they did use 2 here, it's not a complete loss for them, because their ult economy is going to be looking a bit better here with a Grav and a Death Blossom coming up from their side. But Kent State, if they use it early, like they are right now, they might be able to pick some early kills up and win this fight. and as that happened, Kent State wins another fight off of the, as before mentioned, Death Blossom and Graviton Surge from Zarya. Even though they did win that fight, they're now going to be in a pinch here, having no ultimates into NIU's 3. If NIU uses their ultimates wisely here and works with them, Reaper teleporting to the high ground, looking for a Death Blossom, and it does come in, picking up 2, and the cleanup is also coming in for NIU, picking up their whole team actually. Still saving onto that Coalescence. Going to be key here. And it looks like Moira used her Coalescence in that last fight for Kent State. Probably not the wisest, given this is the final fight and NIU is going to have a Coalescence advantage here. And Beat Drop comes out, and now you can get really aggressive here. Lucio picking up the Reaper kills their damage. Reinhardt missing Shatter, but this Mei ult might solo-handedly win them this fight, keeping everyone frozen. They need the damage to come in and clean up.
This might be a clutch ultimate from Hydro.
Yeah.
He's freezing, trying to freeze the rest of the Kent State's remaining team members.
But the ult retaliation for NIU is just coming back. Now the stall's actually happening from Kent State. They can probably hold this if they stall long enough for their team to get back. It will be tough, though. NIU needs some good focus firing here. Their main tank does get picked off, but the contest can only last so long for Kent State. NIU picking up the 3rd point with 1:26 left on the clock.
Yeah, that was a really good Mei wall by Hydro. He walled off the Tracer from contesting or getting any value. Overall, NIU did a very good job since they have 1:36 seconds. Yeah.
They really could have ran into some trouble in that last team fight with the Kent State's Mail. It did freeze, I think, 4 of them together in close proximity, but unfortunately, Kent State just didn't have the damage to clean up the kills. They did get a handful, but it wasn't enough to flip the fight in their favor. Coming up for a defense here from NIU. It doesn't look like much is changing. Still running the Mei Reaper. Do you think Kent State should run the same thing on attack here, or do you think they should try to catch them off guard with maybe an Echo?
I think catching him off guard with Echo would be very underrated, I would say. Just because, not underrated, it would give Kent State an edge, since an Echo can put so much poke down, and since NAU doesn't have a McCree or a far range DPS to deal with an Echo could do so much.
That is very true, but it looks like a mirror comp coming out from both sides here. NIU's probably going to play corner, as it is the meta right now for holding on King's Row, letting Kent State come into them. Poke only coming out from both sides. A big Mei wall is coming out from both sides. NIU's trying to stop the push from Kent State, but the good pick on the Reinhardt cleans one up. Reinhardt's trade on both sides here, but Kent State finding a few more kills and taking this point the whole time. NIU needs to contest or give it up if they want any chance. The Zarya does fall, and this fight goes first fight like NIU did for first point capture. Well, that unfortunately Furgot got a bad spawn there, and Kent State recognized it and just cleaned them up early, which is going to stagger the rain even more, unfortunately, here for NIU, allowing just a bit more payload push coming in from Kent State.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. This will give Kent State a lot more time to push the cart.
Yeah, good taxi from Frosty, though, trying to get this Reinhardt back in the fight. An early grab around the corner comes in quick. Doesn't look like much follow-ups coming up here, though. Actually, big shatter coming in from Furgot. First, he blocks the enemy Reinhardt, and then shatters his own. But NIU probably getting too aggressive there, as Kent State backed off pretty cleanly, and they're actually getting picked in this fight, which is a disaster for NIU, as Kent State will push this cart almost to second point. NIU might have one more contest here.
Yeah, that was a very scrappy fight. Kent State definitely won just because they just used more ultimates, basically. Like the Reaper ultimate was used like when after I forgot uses Shatter and
yeah. Early May ult coming out for Kent State here. Only finds one in the back, but doesn't get too much value out of it. Frosty finds a great pick onto Reinhardt here. Toko and Frosty are cleaning up, getting these final hits. And it looks like they're going to hold second point here, which is crucial for NIU. The spawn distance for NIU is much closer come on this second point here. Holding it right at the end kills so much time for NIU if they can just hold this for maybe even a minute or two longer, as Kent State has to run a mile back to get to this point, and any early picks just kills a team fight for Kent State, so they got to be careful looking for this engage. Ice Wall's coming up both sides. Graf does come out for NIU. Same with the Reaper ult. Good Lucio ult to combat it though, and Forgot finds 3 with his Shatter and just puts this team fight away. What did you like to see there from NIU? What won them that fight? I know I said the Shatter did, but anything else you noticed there, Sean?
I kind of agree with you there. The Shatter definitely won the fight, but it was just overall, NIU had more ultimates up, and Kent State just was trying to build ultimates, so they might win the next fight.
And now they got him here. An early Shatter coming up from both sides, big Reaper ult to put so much pressure into NIU, and they just win the team fight pretty clean. Can't ask for a better fight than that. They did use 3 ults, however, but it was as expected with NIU having 0 ults there, unfortunately. Now on to third point here. Kent State has 3:30 just about to push this card in. May ult comes from behind, picks up Foxish, and they're capitalizing off this May ult really well here, staggering NIU just ever so much more. And they're going to push this cart probably around corner and looking to a final hold for NIU here. If they don't win this team fight, it just might be captured by Kent State.
I'm very surprised they won with just a May ult. Because like, the May ult itself didn't seem like it provided that much value, but it split off NIU, which gave Kent State the edge.
Yeah, now early pin from Kent State's Reinhardt. Coalescences are being traded on each side. Big grab coming out from NIU here. But Kent State just picks up 2 with that Reaper. They need to clean up faster if they want to keep this point. But NIU supports are actually keeping this point alive here. The damage can't and won't come in from Kent State. Frosty with a triple boop to put this fight away, solo-handedly winning that fight, and probably play of the game if you ask me.
Yeah, dude, Frosty, that was a very good boop.
He can't be doing them like that. Even though Kent State, I don't think, could have capped that fight by themselves with only their May and maybe supports, I think it was. But that boop just put that fight away. Early graph coming out here from Kent State. Good May ult to counter and capitalize on the Reinhardt as he's a free pick, and Hydro and Foxish picking up kills in the backline too to also win that fight. Good clean fight from NIU. It's going to buy them a lot more time here.
Yeah, I was very afraid that the Frosty was just going to ult after that boop for like the ultimate BM, but
oh no!
But that was just an emote.
He's a smart player. He knows that he needs his ult for the upcoming team fights here. Now Kent State looking like to come in. Big boop from Frosty to get to zone that Reaper out. Good block from Forgot, and now Foxish in the backline picking up 2 with his Death Blossom. No one from Kent State turned around to shut him down, and the reset is coming in from Kent State with the May and the Moira jumping off the map.
Yeah, Kent State just knew the fight was lost, so that's why 2 players went off the map.
Yep.
it's really good. I mean, for that instance, it didn't allow NAU to get more all charge, so that's why they try to save time.
Absolutely. Another fight's coming in from Kent State here, looking for some early poke. May ults come out from both sides, but this Graviton Surge finds 3 with the freeze, but Kent State finds 2 and punishes the Reaper for overextending in the back line. Big beat drop comes out from Frosty for NIU here, buying them time for their team to respawn, but Kent State does have to clean this up quick if they want any chance. Big shatter coming out from Fergot, picks up 1, but even bigger shatter comes out from the enemy Reinhardt, picking up 3. It's very brutal, booping off the ball off point, needs to clean up this Lucio quick here. And Kent State looking like a good cleanup if they can focus fire here. Hydro coming in for a contest on Tracer, trying to buy as much time as they can, find any picks, but it's looking bad for NIU unfortunately. With the Reinhardt falling, Lucio is the final one to contest. Ultimates come out, and Kent State does cap the point with time, which does allow him to attack. Sean, what happened in that final point? Did you find any key moments that lost NIU that fight towards the end?
To be honest, that was a very scrappy fight. I couldn't keep track what was happening. It seemed like there's a lot of things that are happening. It just seemed like Kent State just were really good at focusing and cleaning up, and NIU
think
couldn't do much since they didn't have any ultimates, like crucial ultimates to use. Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. I do probably agree with you there. Kent State just played a very clean last point, focusing everyone when it needed to be, coming in that final push, because if they didn't focus, it would allow NIU to continue to stagger that cart and maybe even come for a recontest. So NIU put in a tough spot there, but I mean, Kent State just cleaned up, and now we got to go to a attack defend once more.
No.
So we're gonna see the same comps from both teams.
Yeah, probably.
This might be, you know, the collegiate meta right now for King's Row. I don't know.
We need to see something different come out from NIU here on this hold. They lost it on the first fight. If they get 1 to 2 team fight wins, they actually will hold. There's a great engage on the May wall. No counter pin coming out, unfortunately, but the healers do keep them up, thankfully. Fox is putting some good damage in the back line, poking out the Rhine shield on both sides here now, actually. Neither team wants to overcommit and get punished. The Rhines do trade, and Foxish does clean up on the Rhine stun. Same with Kent State. Coalescence does come out early, built it a bit faster for NIU, getting some final cleanups for this fight. The Reinhardt should be back in time for this final fight, as Kent State has to respawn and probably attack during the final 10 seconds. They actually switched the ball here to go for a more dive comp and try to jostle NIU around. Coalescence comes out, putting some good pressure on NIU. Good Maywall to cut it off, though. Moses putting some good pressure, and grabs come out from both sides here. Neither can really capitalize, but Moses and Hydro are cleaning up this fight for NIU. Maywall and Alt on point will kill this Lucio, and NIU holds first point Kings Row.
There was a key moment that I like to say.
Sure.
Frosty's boop at the end, the boop away from the Reaper.
Yeah.
That was very good for NIU, since NIU was in the Graviton Surge, which that just allowed, that just negated any like value from the Reaper itself.
Yeah, because if that Reaper did get in there, that's a lot of damage and maybe a couple picks for Kent State, but very well done by Frosty to zone him away and ultimately win that team fight for NIU.
It was not even that to win the team fight. NIU just had just use ultimates like earlier than Kent State.
Sure.
Like such as a more ult, which kept NIU just sustained NIU and kept them alive and let them keep on flowing and living.
It was good to recognize there by NIU that they didn't really have to engage too much there. They could play more reactively, and I think their reactive playstyle at the end right there really won them that team fight.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that Kent State only had 1 minute, and they didn't have that much like time to like build ultimates and win a team fight and attack.
Now onto the attack from NIU here. Looking like the same comps, Kent State has to hold much longer because NIU capped faster the first round. Maywall coming out early for Kent State. NIU knows this and pushes in quick here. Needs to find some kills. Their Reinhardt's looking like traded on both sides, but NIU supports actually keep up their Reinhardt. And now Reinhardt up for NIU. This should be a pretty easy fight if they engage wisely here and get some early picks. Coalescence does build really fast by Tokatoro. Getting a lot of good pressure and just sustain for NIU, winning them this fight for now. It needs a miracle from this Reaper to turn this fight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Reinhardt walled off. He knows it too, and NIU take this game too.
That was a very good defense. I mean, attack on NIU.
Yeah, once that Reinhardt was picked by NIU, they really just used it to their advantage. Didn't overcommit or get picked themselves to really capitalize that fight and win the map for that matter.
Wow, you called this.
Yeah. I mean, to give them credit, Kent State was probably gonna reset anyways, but it was still a fantastic boot by Frosty and a good 3-piece for him for play of the game.
So, is there another match?
Yeah, it's best of 5 for the collegiate matches here. So we're gonna go on to map 3, and Kent State needs to win this one if they want to stay alive. But NIU putting in some solid work here to take these maps pretty cleanly. Looking forward to this next map, what do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's a escort or it's going to be a 2 CP, which is 2 control point?
I honestly don't know. It just depends on Kent State's like strengths, like if they're better at escort or 2 CP.
What do you think? If it was 2 CP, what map do you think Kent State would go for?
So if it was 2 CP?
Yeah, if it was 2 CP, if that was the next map game mode they're playing out.
Probably Anubis, since it's a very popular map. And usually, or even Hanamura. Like those are 2 popular like Overwatch popular maps everyone like enjoys, even though 2 CP is like the least popular map type.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think about escort? Feeling like a Route 66, a Junkertown?
I don't know what's in the map pool, but
I think all maps except Paris.
Yeah, definitely not Paris. I don't think anyone wants to play Paris, but
I think it's out of the map pool for that reason.
I would probably see Dorado. It's a very poke heavy map, and that's what it seems like Kent State's really really good at. Or actually, I know another map that they might play since they have a Torbjorn player. I can't think of the name.
Describe it. I'll get it for you.
They have 2 elevators that Overwatch changed, and it's
2 elevators. Are you thinking of Kings Row or not Kings Row? Hollywood?
Yes, Hollywood.
That's a hybrid map, my friend.
Kent State lost that opportunity.
Yeah, no, they lost it on Kings Row for the hybrid map. So
yeah, because Torbjorn is very good in that map.
Yeah. Absolutely. I honestly I would say he's not bad on King's Row, but definitely that May Reaper combo is what's looking like to be meta here on King's Row.
Oh, interesting. The next map is Rialto.
It's another good map. A lot of open sight lines, but also you can play very close quarters in some alleyways here. So, what do you think the comps are going to be looking like coming up here, Mr. Sean?
This is interesting. Probably, I would like to see from maybe probably either for Kent State at least, it's probably Double Shield and Torbjorn. NAU is probably gonna run Winston Zarya, and then probably Echo Tracer, or maybe Snipers, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would like to see an Echo come out from either side, really, because the skybox on this map is quite big, and Echo works really well on this map. So we'll wait and see, but I wouldn't be surprised if a May Reaper comes out again, even though there is a bit of high ground play coming out.
Okay, so now we're on Rialto.
A
very beautiful map.
Yeah, placed in, I want to say Italy, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I want to say they're gondolas in the water near the river. Yep, very, very nice map, very pleasant. As you call it, Double Shield coming out with a Torbjorn for Kent State. Yeah. And it looks like a sniper coming out from in the Widowmaker for Foxish and NIU here.
I'm very surprised with the May, because there's not really many walls that May can utilize on this map. Other than this choke area around the first point.
Yeah, the walls are going to be crucial for Hydro to hit here. He has to split the Reinhardt every time, and they have to capitalize them. But with this sniper coming out from NIU, they're probably looking for some early picks, and then probably going to switch to Reaper here if I would have to place my money on it.
He doesn't even have to even split off the Reinhardt. He can split off the Torb. He just block out the Torb turret.
That too, if he wants to get in close. Kent State looking to give up the first corner, actually. It is a decision that some teams take if they don't feel comfortable, but it does work better with their Torb turret here. So a wise decision from Kent State, but now they need to really hold this point as they're already in close to a one-fight territory. Bap Immort is lost from Kent State, and Foxish does pick up the Orisa, Toko, the Reaper, and this fight is falling in NIU's way here.
Yeah, Kent State couldn't stop the Foxish flank, as I like to say. They just kind of ignored them.
With no hard crowd control and a Torbjorn, they really have to focus their fire if they want to shut down this Reaper. So they're gonna have to play some tight Overwatch here if they want to recontest this point. But a big shatter coming out from both sides here, actually bigger on the side of Kent State. Reinhardt picking up 3. This Coalescence trying to keep NIU alive here. If they don't find any picks here with this I don't think it's going to look like a likely retake here from NIU, and that's what it is. A good shatter to win them that fight from Kent State's Reinhardt.
There really isn't that many ultimates right now.
Sean, you might want to check to make sure you're on the game right now.
Oh damn! Oh, I am in the game.
Okay.
You scared me.
It didn't update for me, and I was like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah, because it's a 3-minute delay.
Yeah, that's fair. Immort coming out, or Immort and Bapwalk coming out for Kent State. Sorry about that. With the bongo, that basically puts their damage modifier on a ×4. And NIU just can't survive during that whole time. And Kent State win another fight here.
Yeah, I appreciate you telling me that, but...
I was concerned for you, too. Because I'm like, if they miss 3 minutes of this game, yikes. Very intense game here. Good mail and beat drop for NIU here. Finding the Reinhardt, but kills falling in the back line for Kent State. picking up 3, and looks like they're gonna take this fight, even though NIU did commit some very important ults here.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I know you did use crucial ultimates like the May ult and the Coalescence ult, but I'm just very confused the results of that fight. Like, I can't say too much poke.
It was the big Reaper kills in the backline that won him that fight, and unfortunately the May ult does block their own shatter. Very unfortunate timing. The Torvald also puts in some good work here for Kent State to win him another team fight. And now NIU with under a minute left and only one ultimate online and really no other ultimates close right now. It's going to be tough for them here going into a bongo. This Reaper ult has to be huge for NIU.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult since Kent State's playing very split right now. Because Reaper's ultimate is a lot more effective when everyone else is close by. Like
yeah,
right
good
now.
bongo placement for for Kent State. Foxish does pick up 2 though, but this bongo putting in some work. The damage is there for Kent State, and it looks like they're going to hold this point early. I really like that bongo placement for the Orisa there, putting it on the high ground, making sure NIU can't take it out to give Kent State the damage there to win them that team fight.
Very interesting turret placement as well that NIU just did. It's like it completely ignored.
Yeah, and that combined with the Orisa bongo, it's just so much damage coming in from the side of Kent State. It really makes it tough for NIU to win that fight, especially with only a Reaper ult left.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully NIU can turn it around and just forget about last round and move on and possibly just do better in this on attack or defense. I mean.
Oh, and I see in chat right now the NIU map pool is for Assault, Hanamura, and Temple of Anubis, along with Volskaya. For Escort, it's Watchpoint, Gibraltar, Rialto, or Route 66. Hybrid is Kings Row, Eichenwald, and Blizzard World, and then Control is Nepal, Oasis, and Ilios.
So, what would be the next map type?
Well, if NIU wins this, I think they win the series because it is a best 5 here, if I'm not mistaken. So, if they don't win this map, I think the next type would be a 2CP. But NIU has to have a good hold here.
Yeah,
Kent State only has to push it to first point because that's how far NIU pushed it. And NIU also electing to hold around the first corner. Don't want to overcommit and lose their first team fight near the bridge.
NIU really needs to flush out this Reaper, but Reaper's just playing close. It doesn't matter. Absolutely.
Good immort coming out. Maybe used a bit early here now during the engage. They won't have it for another 25 seconds. Orisa pulls coming in. Slow play from both sides. Good Maywall to kill this Reinhardt pretty quickly. And NIU should win this fight if they keep playing slow here and take care of this Reaper in their backline. Shots coming out from both sides, but Kent State does ultimately back up, and that's what NIU needs to hold this point here. A good first team fight win. Baptiste, while coming out though, forces NIU to play inside here. Pushing the cart, Coalescence does come out. Can't push too far in. Good shatter. Needs to pick up this Lucio kill here, and they do. And Kent State probably has to back off here, losing their off healer. And the Reaper does trade for NIU, but a bad shatter, I'll be real with you, Mr. Sean, from the side of Kent State. Probably a fat finger, if I had to guess. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was definitely a fat finger, because they look at their... Kent State was definitely disengaging.
Yeah.
It was probably a mistake.
It is unfortunate for Kent State, the shatter being such a crucial ult to win team fights, but it does happen in this game, unfortunately. Bongo coming out for NIU, or not NIU, I'm sorry, Kent State. The Death Blossom picking up 4 for Foxish puts this fight away though, and that Bongo is destroyed by Foxish, and Teamfight won by him.
Yeah,
Very good.
Kent State couldn't stop. Def Blossom and Blizzard, especially since Hydro came from the high ground, right on top of their team.
And that with the Mayalt trying to force and split their attention, it's very tough to keep track of the Reaper in that situation. Baptiste, while coming out, Farah on the flank, they need to do some damage here, but kills are coming out from Kent State. NAU does pick up 2 trying to fight this, but with no real counter to Farah, Hydro actually gets a clean snipe, but he can't take this point back himself, so the payload will draw near for Kent State, and NIU's going to have one more contest.
Kent State does have a DC, which the game should pause right now.
Good call. They all say P for the pause, and yeah, so now we got to wait for their DC.
Yeah, the forward switch is really good for Kent State. Too bad the Mercy DC'd.
That is unfortunate. Because I didn't know if, looking at the stream, I don't know if they have their ult or not. We'll see here in 3 minutes. But if they did have their ult, that could have been a very crucial ultimate they needed to win this last team fight and force this game to map number 4.
Yeah, this DC could change the whole game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Kent State. You don't want to see stuff like this happen in esports games, but that is how it is sometimes. And hopefully they can get back and maybe salvage the fight for Kent State here. But looking at NIU's ults here, they do have 1 ult compared to Kent State's 0. Fergot needs to land this ult to put this map away and give NIU the match win.
Yeah, I forgot also needs a block, a shatter, or land his ult a bit before the enemy Ryan.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I didn't even see the enemy Ryan ult coming online, so you're absolutely right here. It's gonna be close. Down 1 kill though, NIU does take the point up, and Kent State does give it all now down their Mercy. Very unfortunate for Kent State, but NIU does hold for now. This far are going to be putting in some good damage here. NIU has no way of taking care of it. Both shatters exchanged and missed, unfortunately blocked by the other Reinhardt. Good early kill onto the Reinhardt for Kent State. Foxish does return the favor though, killing Kent State's Reinhardt. Mayalt comes out for NIU along with the beat drop, but Torbolt from Kent State trying to win this as they knew it's their last fight. And with this, NIU's looking to take the point unless Ball can get a touch here and a miracle can happen for Kent State. Early grab comes out looking, but no one can touch for Kent State. NIU wins Rialto with a first point hold.
Play of the game.
Yeah, even though the outcome could have changed with the DC, Kent State put a really good fight on this map.
They really did. I would say they looked best on this map, especially with their Torbjorn pick. Did a very good and nice job of shutting down NIU because their close engagements couldn't take care of the Torb turret if it was set up, like you said, across and getting free pressure on, as well as Torb shooting in the fight himself. But NIU ultimately takes the team fight to win the series, and that is NIU's first game in the spring series.
Yeah, and NIU does take it and wins 3-0. Hopefully, we'll see more wins in the future.
Yeah. Looking forward to our future games. We play, I want to say Thursday and Saturday. Is this right?
Yes, Thursday and Saturdays. We play next Saturday at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Be there or or B square.
Sure. Good. It's a very good slogan to use. Try to get the people watching right now to be there. I respect it. Yeah. But that was the first game for NIU Spring Series. Did fall for NIU's way. Kent State did put up a good fight though. It wasn't an easy win by no means.
Yeah, we will be playing against Miami, Ohio University, and their team seems a pretty good matchup against NIU. It might be a very close game, so tune in and follow if not follow our social media. NIU Esports social medias.
Yep. And with that, I've been Hunter Last Shot Woodward along with Sean Boy Q, Sean Corgi, right? Last name?
Sean
Yep.
Boy Q.
Sean Boy Q.
Yeah.
A great commentator.
Thank you for tuning in, and
Yep.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.